Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I have a very urgent PSA for you guys. But before we get started in on this, I want to thank each and every single one of you for being a part of the channel. I definitely do appreciate the support, and I do appreciate all the love that you guys have shown here on the channel. Um, for those of you who would like to join in the chats, you guys are more than welcome to. Let's keep everything professional. And if you guys are having issues at home with certain things, please don't bring that to the live stream. That's all I ask. Um, please be respectful to myself and my moderators and all the rest of my viewers out here because negativity on this channel will not be tolerated. So, with that being said, I definitely want to thank you guys for your understanding on this behalf. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into the information. But first, let's see, who do we have in the chats today? You guys are more than welcome to jump in if you like. I'm going to let my mods know that I'm currently live. So just bear with me for just a moment and we'll go ahead and dive into this. So if you guys haven't been really paying much of attention to what's been said and what's been going on lately, I'm going to go ahead and get this started because I'm going to wait until my mods jump in, and I'm going to go ahead and roll the video clips for you guys. Anyway, Boeing has got some issues with their planes. Some of them have been dropping out of the sky, and so far, social media, or not social media, the mainstream media is not, in fact, reporting on it. If you'd like to find out some more information of where you can find this trending information right here, I have it linked in the description below. Feel free to check that out. I encourage you guys to seriously check this out and make sure that you get this word out and about to spread awareness because this is a very serious matter. So anyway, they have been having issues with their landing gear. Hey sis. So if you guys are actually thinking about taking a flight to certain states, I would possibly hold off on that for a while because, like I said, there was a Boeing 747 that came in for a landing, and as a matter of fact, their landing gear was broke. They were having hydraulic pressure issues, and the plane was skidding across or all the way down the runway until it crashed. There was only a few survivors. The rest of them were not too fortunate. So let's take a let's take a moment to send our condolences to the families. I'm sure there's probably going to be quite a few of them that are probably going to keep everything under wraps for the time being because of privacy issues. They were just coming back from the holidays, and I'm going to go ahead and play this video clip for you guys so you can actually see this for yourself. I don't think I have the actual footage of the planes getting across the runway, but I actually did see the video clip of that. I don't know who the person was who shot that footage. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and take my headset off, guys, so I can go ahead and get this video played for you. Oh, and first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, please keep your hands and feet inside the camera at all times. This is your flight captain speaking, and thank you. We just made a successful landing, and once again, thank you for flying with 4K Ultra. Actually, I do have the footage, guys. Hang on just a moment. You might want to make sure that your volume is adjusted accordingly, because if your volume is not adjusted, then hey Chris, what's going on? So if your volume's not adjusted accordingly, please be sure to do that, because I am going to play this video clip for you guys right quick. So here we go.
This morning, U.S. federal officials joining the investigation into the horrific Jeju airplane crash. The Boeing 737 with 181 passengers and crew on board, seen here skidding down the runway on its belly without landing gear, its engine scraping along the tarmac before crashing into a concrete wall. The aircraft then exploding, parts of the plane engulfed in flames and thick smoke. 179 killed, including 5 children as young as 3 years old. 2 people miraculously surviving. A male crew member now receiving treatment in the ICU, and a female crew member who is recovering. Korean investigators retrieving the partially damaged black boxes, but say the cockpit voice recorder was intact. South Korean officials saying that on Sunday at around 9 a.m. local time, the flight arriving from Bangkok issued a warning of a potential bird strike. 2 minutes later, the pilot makes a mayday call. The plane makes an unusually quick 180-degree turn, crashing moments later. Jeju is a low-cost carrier with an impeccable safety record. The airline CEO bowing in apology. Distraught family members gathering as the names of the lives lost are read out. Jeon Ji-young's daughter was on board. He said she was almost home. Boeing releasing a statement saying they're working with Jeju Air, adding, "We extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost loved ones, and our thoughts remain with the passengers and crew." So much agony and frustration among those who have lost loved ones. South Korea is in 7 days of national mourning, cancelling its New Year's countdown out of respect for those who died. This morning, U.S. federal officials joining the...
So guys, just to let you all know that this is something that's actually happening. So oh, and about this fog, there are certain places in the United States. It's basically in Texas and also Arkansas. If you guys are out and about and you guys are in that specific area and you see that it's foggier than usual and it smells like gunpowder from a fireworks display, um, the only thing I could say is be sure to cover your face and try not to breathe as much as that in as possible, because nobody really even knows exactly if that's going to have adverse excuse me, nobody really even knows if that's even going to have adverse side effects, either short term or long term. So if you guys are out and about and you happen to see that, be sure to cover your face and avoid trying to breathe that in. So anyway, guys, I definitely do want to take the time to send the parents or send the loved ones their condolences. So just be careful. If you do have any trips planned, I would probably suggest possibly taking those trips by bus. It may take you a little longer to get there, but it's well worth its weight in gold. And Chris, I'm doing just fine, brother. Sorry for the late reply. And you asked me for a number, so I'm glad you asked me that yesterday. Hang on just a second. I definitely do thank you for all the hearts and love and support that you've shown on here on the channel as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get this number to you right quick. Oops, I'm clicking this box here. Let me double check that just to make sure that's correct. That's the correct number. And just to let you know, Chris, that phone number's in Colorado. And when you do happen to call them, let them know that I was the one who actually gave them a shout out on my YouTube channel. So yeah, hopefully that does go to help you out, man. Fantastic. I definitely want to apologize to you about last night too, man. I was up for 2 days, so I was trying to fight it, trying to fight my sleep as much as possible, and it just wasn't happening. But yeah, I've been up for like 48 hours straight. Not even so much as even a cat nap. So sure, sure, absolutely. So, like I said, guys, if you do want to find out more of that information of where you can find it, like I said, I have it linked in the description below. You guys can check that out. Some of the mainstream media is probably not going to report on it, and I think we both know who those two mainstream media outlets are. And surprisingly, ABC is actually the one that's actually been doing the reports on that. Oh, guys, and one more thing. Before the landing gear issue with Boeing took place, they were also having issues with their AO1 sensors. Their AO1 sensors, what those do, that actually controls the power inside the plane, like your lights, your gauge lights, and all that stuff, and radio communications. That black box is known as a transponder box, which is virtually indestructible. So that actually records from the time that the plane takes off to the time the plane comes to a land. It records every single thing from when the plane lifts off. So if something mechanically does go wrong with the plane, they can actually retrieve all that data just from that transponder box that they were talking about. Because what that does is that keeps all that data from that plane recorded. Okay. But definitely check that out. But I'm sure that Boeing is probably going to be receiving multiple lawsuits because of that issue. And also, guys, just to let you know something, the AO1 sensors cannot be tested on the ground. They actually have to be tested in mid-flight. Even the FAA can't even do it. The Federal Airlines Administration, they cannot test those while they're on the ground. It has to be directly in mid-flight. So that would go from one airport to the next, so they can actually pick up information like that and kick it through to the next airport. So I know it kind of sucks that they can't diagnose anything like that specifically while the plane is grounded. It has to be directly in mid-flight. So as soon as that landing gear folds up and those doors shut underneath, that's when it all starts to kick in. So I'm just letting you guys know exactly what's going on with Boeing. Apparently, like I said, this is not the first time that any major issues have came up. So, and like I said, you can find all that information probably on TikTok. I doubt very seriously you might be able to find it on Facebook, but TikTok definitely you can find it right there. Just go into or just go in and just scroll until you see something about Boeing. I just found that out this morning. I was up since 5 o'clock a.m. So I did a little bit of digging and did a little more research. So I definitely decided to make this part of my live stream video for the day. And if you guys happen to find this live stream very informative, be sure to hit that like button, smash that heart button. And for those of you who aren't yet subscribed, Go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on all your bell notifications so therefore you won't miss any news here on the channel. And as an additional bonus to that, you will also be able to get a chance to be notified each and every single time I live stream. And for those of you who don't know when I live stream, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I definitely do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have actually shown here on the channel. It's not all about me, guys. It's about you guys, the viewers. I definitely want to thank each and every single one of you for making this happen because I don't know if I would be able to do this without you guys. So, huge shout out to each and every single one of you. And for those of you who are actually viewing my channel after the live stream, I definitely want to thank you for that as well. You guys are more than welcome to check out my videos at any given time. But please be sure to pass on the information when it comes to PSAs, so therefore we can actually spread awareness. So my biggest goal is to try to keep everybody safe, also in good health. And I'm also trying my best to get to that 100,000 sub mark. So if you guys can actually help me get up to 100,000 subscribers, I will definitely be doing either the world's hottest chocolate challenge or the world's hottest chip challenge here on the channel during the time of the live stream. So then therefore you guys will actually be able to sit here and watch me in agony. Fantastic. Yeah, but if they happen to ask how you got the number, just mention my name and just mention my YouTube channel. I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate that. Because actually I've been trying to get sponsorship with them for quite a while. So I will be doing what all I can to see who I'll need to talk to make that possible. I don't know if I'll have to talk directly to the owner of the company, which he's also a veteran. And by the way, guys, I don't have my coffee. I drank that earlier today. It looked just way too good to be sitting there, so I figured I'd just go ahead and have my cup of coffee. Actually, my 2 cups. Well, not cups, but jars. But oh, fantastic. Congratulations. And I'm going to go ahead and pin your comment to the top of the chats, Chris. And for everybody who's actually seeing this, let's give Chris a very warm congrats on his success. I definitely do appreciate that. So if you guys don't mind taking the time to do that, I'm sure he'd be very appreciative of that too. So outstanding, man. Outstanding. So if you guys want to follow Chris on TikTok, check out Unstoppable Behaving. I do believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, am I? Check him out on his TikTok channel. I'm sure he'd be happy to gain a few extra followers there as well. Okay. It's been a while since I've been on your channel, man. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to jump on there sometime. Ah, you're fine, sis. I'm sure he understands. That is awesome, brother. That is outstanding. 1,059 followers. Congrats again, man. And also, if you guys are wanting to check me out on my TikTok channel as well, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my profile. I know a lot of people that I've been following. Most of them have got their accounts banned, so I've been kind of going through here. So I've probably got about over 700 different accounts to delete. But that's my profile picture on TikTok, guys. So if you want to follow me there, you guys can. Be sure to definitely follow Chris on his TikTok channel. Let's show him love. Let's show him the love and support, and hopefully we can get everything to grow before January 19th, because TikTok is basically taking their case to the United States Supreme Court, guys, to stop the TikTok ban. Oh, in case I just got permission from Chris to do this as well, so let's see where the hell he's at. There he is. And if you guys want to check out Chris's TikTok, this is Chris right here. let's definitely give uh let's definitely give Chris a follow. If you guys happen to see any of his videos, if you really do want to help if you really do want to help Chris out, guys, um, if he makes a video that you like, go ahead and follow him. Comment on his videos. I mean, if you go to follow somebody and you don't comment on their videos, not only that, it doesn't really do anything, but that also does hurt the content creators. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. Just be sure, if you do follow him, be sure to hit that heart button, or be sure to hit that heart button there. Put a comment in his chats, and that will definitely help boost him up. And just to let you guys know, Chris has been through an awful lot. I was there the whole time, all the way through it. But I'm not gonna put his business out there. But if he wants to tell you that, that's fine. But I'm not I'm not gonna put his business out there like that, guys. Just it's a respect thing, basically. So if he wants to tell you that, he's more than welcome to. But for most of you guys who've been here for a while, most of you probably do know about his situation. But he's a great guy, and I've actually helped him through quite a bit. I was there for him through his biggest time down. I helped bring him back up. So I'm going to go ahead and post his comment to the top of the chats, guys. So I know this is kind of a little bit of a difficult subject to talk about, but his comment is pinned at the very top. So if you guys want to take a look at what he said, you guys are more than welcome to. But I can definitely say one thing. And I'll say this right here on the live stream. It's been more than just one hell of a run. Not only that, but that's also got my eyes open. And I can pretty much understand what he's been through. You know, I've been through some things myself, but a lot of that, sometimes they say time does heal all wounds. But it is what it is, guys. There's no other way to put it. But that man right there, he's a legend. He's pretty much earned that title. And he's right. Don't ever take life for granted. Because everything that you do take for granted, you don't really take the time to appreciate certain things, take it as a grain of salt as it goes. So if you ever feel like you've pretty much fallen to rock bottom, don't ever give up because there's always hope. There's always light at the end of every tunnel. Just keep moving forward and don't look back. Just keep pushing yourself forward. And sooner or later, whatever type of situation in life you've been through, trust me and trust and believe you'll get through it. And he's absolutely right about that. Life is too precious. Life is too short. So, but I digress. I've been through quite a bit myself, but some things I'm just not going to mention here on the channel, guys. But if you want to find out more about that, I can pretty much tell you from firsthand. I took a lot of things for granted growing up, but looking back at that now, there's a lot of regrets that I still do hold myself fully accountable for. But some things The past is something you cannot change. The only thing that you can change is your future. And a lot of what was going on, I witnessed every bit of it. For someone who is just completely innocent, just fell victim to something that shouldn't have never taken place. I started getting a little suspicious. I tried my best to kind of warn him about it, but I just didn't know if he was around the other party at that point in time. I'm not going to say who, but I just had to try to figure out a way to explain that to him. And like I said, I completely understood everything he was saying. It took a lot for me not to try to put a stop to that, but this man's got a family, and he's practically put his life on the line to protect his family. And I strongly do commend him for that. So if there's always one thing, if you seem to think that you have something off not so good, trust me, there's somebody else who's been probably through a hell of a lot worse than what you have. So don't, so whatever you do, try not to take that for granted. Sometimes it's always best to listen to advice from someone who's been there themselves. Because what you take for granted at that point in time, you may do a complete switch around and learn to accept that and take that as a grain of salt and be appreciative of the fact that you did. Because not very many people are fortunate. This man right here, Chris, is very fortunate. Doesn't matter how much money a person has, money's material things. Just because you might be rich in material things, that doesn't say anything. When most of your wealth is right here in your heart, that speaks the most volume. So, and he did. So, guys, little advice from the wise. Never take life for granted. Because when I was a young child, when I was a young man myself, I'm gonna be 110% honest with you guys. I was a fool back then. I took a lot of things for granted. So, like I said, some things now I kind of wished I hadn't. But the only person that's got to live with that is me. But Some damage can be done, but some damage cannot, any type of damage cannot be undone because once it's done, it's there. It's like taking a piece of paper and balling it up and then trying to bring it back to its original shape. You look at each and every single one of those folds as a scar on that paper. And that's basically what that is. When you ball up a piece of paper, you unfold it, you're not going to be able to bring it back to its original shape. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chats, guys. Am I right or wrong? Let me know in the chats. I know that's one hell of an analogy, but that's pretty much about the best way I can put it. So you figure, why carry extra weight on your shoulders or why bear the burden of carrying that extra weight on your shoulders when you could try to relieve that weight and to be able to move around more freely and more confidently. But guys, this pretty much just goes for anyone. Each and every single day that we push through life, that's one day closer to where we can truly succeed or where we truly fail. But to be a winner, you got to be willing to fail. Acknowledgement and acceptance. If you acknowledge the fact that you have a problem and accept the fact that you do and are willing to put yourself forth to putting in the effort to correct the mistakes that you've made in the past, that's going to have a major significant impact on your future. So just something a little extra to think about, guys. Sometimes in life, we got to stop and look both directions because it moves so fast. And if we don't stop and look both ways, we're going to miss that. There's only two directions in life you can travel. You could travel forward or you could travel backwards. And I hope to see everybody travel forwards. But also keep a clear mind and a good, clear conscience. Because when you live with guilt, that's your worst enemy right there. Guilt. But like I said, guys, it is what it is. We're the only people who can determine what our future is going to hold. It can either hold two things, but we've got to be willing to take every step to get to that door because there's a key in between that will open that door. So Your future can be really good, or it's pretty much whatever you make of it. Myself, I prefer to see everybody successful. So, I mean, I'm not trying to make anybody feel guilty or anything. No, that's not what I'm all about. I'm here to lift people up. And Chris can tell you, I've actually lifted him up quite a few times. That speaks volume. Read that last chat, guys. I'm going to pin that to the very top. That that is a that is wow. Damn. That is a primary example. Chris, you absolutely have a really good point there. You really do. And he's absolutely right. He is absolutely 100% on point with that. And that's a really good quote too, Chris. You're absolutely welcome, man. Exactly. But there is also another old saying out there: what you take for granted today, you'll probably take as a grain of salt tomorrow. Because nobody's actually guaranteed tomorrow. Because when you see something tragic happen to someone, you learn to appreciate life more, a lot more than you ever thought possible. And that's a fact. And he's absolutely right about that. But guys, excuse me. It took a lot. It really did. But when you learn to appreciate everything more than what you did before, you're going to get a lot further taking things as a grain of salt than you would taking something for granted. So, anyway, I hope those messages really did help you guys out in the long run. So, if you guys would like to find me or find Chris, you guys are more than welcome to look us up either way. But if you do have a TikTok channel and you would like to follow me or Chris there, or follow both of us, I would greatly appreciate that. And I'm sure Chris would greatly appreciate that too. So no matter what type of past you guys had, sometimes it's always best to leave the past behind. And I do believe it was a Jimmy Page song to where he said, turn the page. No, was it? I think that was Eric Clapton. Turn the page. Wasn't it? Was it Eric Clapton or dang, Jimmy? I think it was Jimmy Page. It has to be one of those two. But if oh, damn. But if Jimmy Page actually did do that, then more than likely that was he probably redid the song. Oh, that was Aaron Tippin who actually said turn the page. Let me check that out right quick. Bob Seger. That was Bob Seger. I just looked it up, guys. Hang on a second. Metallica did one, but I think that originated with Bob Seger. I couldn't play that song too long, guys, because that's copyright. So, oh, it's all good. You know, we all learn from our mistakes. And not one person can be right all the time. I can't be right all the time. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not. So, Hey, it is what it is, but I look at that more of as a learning experience. But anyway, guys, that is definitely something. If you guys want to find out real news about certain things, check out TikTok because there's a lot of things that the mainstream media won't report on. You think it was Aaron Tippin? I'm kind of thinking it may have been Bob Seger. Hang on. Bob Seger, 1971. If you want to find out information like that, Chris, check, look up on, you might be able to look it up on Safari. Ask that question there, who wrote the original song, and it will basically came up. That was Bob Seger back in 1971. So that was 8 years before I was born. But it's all good, brother. I think Jimmy Page even came out with a song like that too. I think he kind of rewrote it, but he actually had to get for people like that to be able to write music like that and write the lyrics and everything. They actually have to go through copyright to do that. and they have to get the consent from the original person. Bob Seger, 1971. You know, that gives me a really good idea doing trivia's here on YouTube. I'm going to take that into consideration. And hopefully, pretty soon, I'll be starting my podcast. And when I do happen to start that through my OBS studios, I'm going to send you an invite to be part of my podcast. All right. I'll definitely do that. Now I just got to remember where to go to find the podcast thing for it and connect that to my OBS studios. So then, therefore, when I do happen to start my podcast, I'll send you an invite. So, therefore, when I happen to do the podcast, I'll see you on one. I'll be able to see you on one side of the screen, and you'll be able to see me on the other side of the screen. It's kind of like FaceTiming each other, but we'll both be in the same screen. We'll both be on the same screen. But if you've got a PC for that, connect your YouTube to your PC and make sure it's got a webcam. Ooh. Ooh. For $200, huh? Hmm. Interesting. Then that computer there is probably a solid state, which is basically an SSD. I kind of figured. Now, do you know the difference between a SSD compared to a disk drive? The disk drives are more prone to crashing compared to an SSD. But the thing about the disk drive is if you lose your program disks to that computer, it's like $60 for the set of disks. But as for a solid state hard drive, you just go in factory reset your computer and everything should be restored. Um, I prefer I prefer SSD, but I mean, feel free to pick what you like, but make sure that it's something that you know for a fact that you're going to be able to that you're going to use every day. But if you start having issues with your computer, I can try to walk I'll try to walk you through the steps on it. I'll do that on my live stream. Bluetooth computer. Oh, okay. So is it I know it's probably not a MacBook, but MacBooks those are also compatible. I mean any computer that's got a Bluetooth capability is compatible for all devices. And just like what I was saying about OneDrive, oh, and by the way, I have a PDA for those med beds. For those of you who are actually, for those of you who have been wondering about the med beds, I actually do have the full PDA. I know, right? Happy New Year to you too. And by the way, speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and play the PDA. Would you like to see the PDA for the med beds, Chris? Fantastic. Well, let me get this up and going right quick. OneDrive. Oh, by the way, you can also do this too. I also have this PDA in my computer, which I basically uploaded from. Hang on a minute. Let's try this again. OneDrive. Click on the app. It's a Microsoft app here. And for some odd reason, downloading large file. Oh, okay. Hang on just a second. This will tell you everything that you'll need to know about the med beds. Ah, the video's too long. It can't be played. That's the notification I'm getting. So let's try to, let's see if I can try to pull it up another way. There was an issue. Okay. Hmm. Hang on a second. Go back to my home page. Offline files. Nope, it's not there. Huh. That's awkward. For some odd reason, it's not wanting to play. So I'll actually have to get that from my computer, and I'll have to put that in my phone somehow, or I'll have to create some more space because it's a very large file. Hmm. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Um, if I'm not able to pull it up onto my phone, if I can find a way to send that to you, I will definitely do that. $162 still. Nice. I might be able to. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna be able to do this or not, but I'm gonna see if I can try to copy that file and send that to my personal documents, or not my personal documents, but I'm gonna try to send that to my camera roll once I'm able to duplicate it. And then once I duplicate it, I'm gonna see if I can put it on the thumb drive. And then what I'll do from there is I'll try to put that in my other computer and go from there. Once I do that, it's likely possible I may be able to play the video for you on live stream. Nice. That's not a problem. Um, that or you can check out Charlie Ward at charliewardtv.com. If that doesn't go through, then check out charlieward.com. You might have to / medbeds on that. Because he actually does talk about the med beds. And what they're using for those med beds is the Teslatron. Yeah, I've been following a lot on Charlie Ward. I'm gonna see if I could try to find him on Rumble or someplace like that. But I can't really guarantee anything, but I'll see what all I can do. But once I'm able to find that information, or see if I can make a duplicate of that video or that PDA that's in my PC, then yeah, I will definitely be looking forward to showing that to you. But yeah, that right there, I was surprised to find out what I could. I was actually surprised to find out what all I did. Stage 4 leukemia cleared, 2 minutes. That's what those med beds can do. They can care. They can. I wouldn't say cure, but it puts your body into a constant healing state. All right. I'll definitely take a look into that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But these med beds, if you have like an organ or something missing, your body will be able to rejuvenate your body will be able to regenerate a new one. So that organ will grow back. It can also treat non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I believe that's how that's pronounced. Oh yeah. And also within 15 minutes of being on those med beds, you can actually lose up to 15 pounds and be fully hydrated. Any illnesses or any type of illnesses that you may have, those med beds will reverse all that. It's going to be it's going to be much cheaper than being or going to the hospital and being pumped full of poisons. But oh yeah, it is. As a matter of fact, if certain hospital if the hospitals in your area are under construction, that's because they're getting ready to put the new med beds in. And that's actually going to be under the United States Marine Corps operation. It's basically going to be a white hat operation. So if anybody is actually misusing those med beds, their license to practice medicine gone. And more than likely, they may be arrested by our United States military. Oh yeah, it's going to be done very. It's the cost of that is very cheap because when they start you out on the med beds, what they do is they take a blood sample, and what that med bed does, it actually works its way all the way down to the very micron of your blood. It will be able to identify the problem, be able to treat the problem, and put your body through a constant healing state. So if you have like any type of internal infections or anything like that, cleared. The only thing that I can possibly suggest is research it, man. Fantastic. And not to mention, the reason being, the reason why these doctors are basically keeping their jobs is because they're getting paid to keep people sick. Now, if a doctor was to come up with actual not remedies, but ways ways to heal you, those doctors wouldn't have jobs. All right. Well, look, I mean, look at it this way. Look at people who's basically undergoing chemotherapy and radiation. That's just practically, they're being practically filled with poisons. But a lot of these doctors are getting paid by big pharma. So basically, what they're doing is they're getting paid to treat your wound to the very bare minimum. So therefore, that keeps you coming back and keeps you paying out of pocket. So what they're doing is they're scamming your insurance. Well, I mean, also if you take into consideration, look at your auto insurance companies. A lot of them, if like some most of the time, if you get into an accident, they say they're going to mark your car down as totaled. But if you're still paying on that car, they're going to take that car with it being totaled, and you're still going to be paying on a car that you don't actually own. So I think personally, in my opinion, they should be charged under RICO. They should be charged and tried under the RICO Act. Because if you're still paying for something that you don't actually own and they say that it's totaled, that's almost equivalent to saying, nice car. We're going to take that. We can have that back up, fixed up, back out of the market. And guess what? You're still going to be paying for that car. Oh, no, 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 no. That's fraud. But again, I definitely do want to thank you for all the love and support here on the channel, guys. And like I said, for those of you who are sitting back and idle, haven't yet got a chance to subscribe, be sure to subscribe for more content. I live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who are actually watching my videos, I definitely do welcome you. And as a matter of fact, I definitely want to thank each and every single one of you for helping me get these views up. And also, I do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have actually shown here on the channel. I do appreciate each and every single one of you for taking the time to check out my videos. And for those of you who actually liked my videos at that, I definitely want to give you guys a shout out. I want to thank each and every single one of my subscribers as well. But until next time, I definitely do want to thank you guys for coming to hang out. And as I always say, be safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and most of all, stay vigilant. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.